Hey y'all, I hope you love the QT&A session that I posted from last week. I answered all of your questions and I would love to get more. So if you have any more and if you would like to send in topics for me to talk about, I would love to. I'll definitely do another QT&A session in the future, and I will always consider your questions as general topics to talk about on here. So I would love for you guys to submit more, and that way I can do more QT&A. I loved answering them. Oh, also guys, I got a Musical.ly. So if you're on Musical.ly, follow me at Katie Brooke. It's CADIEBROOKE. I've had so much fun with it. I've had it for a while, but I haven't really known how to use it, so I finally getting the hang of it. So hit me up on there so I can follow you back. Anyway, today's topic is on family. Now, let me preface this with that I love my family. My family is great. They are very supportive of me, and I am so appreciative of them. But realize that family is not always who live with you or who you have direct contact with, but it could be your third cousin or your great aunt once removed. You know, somebody that you necessarily don't see all the time, but you may have some sort of relation to, even if it is very extended. So here we go. I love the people that I'm with. I love the people of my family, and I always will, even if I don't agree with their choices. So I want you guys to be able to think about the person in your family that you may not disagree with their lifestyle. It may not even have to be a bad lifestyle. You don't even necessarily you just may not agree with them. So think about them, and do you still love them? Yes, of course we do, because we love family. Because family, even though they may be different, they should always be supporting us, and they should always be supportive of us, and same to them. So I hope you guys can think about that as you go through each of your family members. Now, there are times that we don't need to put ourselves in situations where their lifestyle could affect us. For example, I used to get in trouble with because some of my cousins would do things that I didn't necessarily agree with, and I didn't want to be a part of it. So when I didn't include myself in their activities, I would get in trouble for it and say that I was excluding myself. Well, in all reality, they were doing things that I knew my parents wouldn't like, and instead of telling on them, because I knew they were old enough to make their own decisions, so I really didn't need to, I just took myself out of the situation. And even though I got in trouble by my parents, I know in God's eyes, I did the right thing, and I stayed out of that trouble that I could have gotten in if I had participated. And so I want you guys to be encouraged by that, because even though I still love my cousins that I was with, it doesn't necessarily mean that I had to conform to their behavior. So don't forget that. And when we all have this crazy family, we may have big family get-togethers, but I want you guys to know that you don't have to be like your family. You can always create your own new family. And that is not necessarily with kids, but you can find friends and neighbors and people that encourage you to be the best you that you can be and make the right decisions without getting into a situation where you don't feel comfortable. And even one day, you will have your own kids, and you can decide your future with them, and you can decide how you want to raise them and make a better future. That's what's so awesome about children, which is why I love them so much, is that we can make them tomorrow. We can make our future better through the children that we raise. And so I want you guys to stay hopeful in that. So even though it's way far away, I want y'all to know that the children that you raise will eventually be able to reflect the values that you do. And so don't be defined by your family now, because you'll be able to make new family later. The devotion I want to leave you guys with this week is from Colossians 3:13. And it says, "Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you." So even though we go through struggles with our family, don't forget that the Lord gave us the ultimate forgiveness. And we have to spread that forgiveness throughout everybody. And that includes the people that we're related to. And sometimes that's the hardest. So don't forget that even though that you may not agree with somebody or they did you wrong, that we have to forgive and we have to love. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that we get to see you next week. Please send in those questions. I love you guys.